Hi and welcome back to TK24 Sports. We're going to be looking at the decision that was made not to show every game live for this upcoming season of 2020-2021. And then the second decision is you, the fans, what are you going to do with your new time found? Your new money that's found? In a sense of not money that's actually found, it's actually there. It's just you spent it, we spent it following our teams. So what do we do with our time that we found? Money that we found. What do we do? So let's kick off, let's get into it. So the decision that's been made by the broadcasters and also the Premier League and the FA is not to show every game live for this season, 2020-2021, as they did for the restart of last season. I think it's actually just a big, massive loss to us, the fans, the viewers, the one who travels home and travels away. Actually, I don't actually travel many games home and away, but the ones who do, but those are the ones actually going to miss out the most. Us fans as general, we're going to miss out, but the ones who actually dedicated all last year up until COVID, and the seasons before, the seasons before, you put a lot of money into this, and when something happens and gets in your way and prevents you from being able to watch what you love, it kind of sucks. And knowing that the people in power have the power to give you something back for the money that you spend, for the hours that you spend, the time away that you spend, the birthdays, the anniversaries that you've missed on purpose. Not by accident, but on purpose. Or maybe by accident once in a while, because you was watching a beautiful game. So why have they made the decision not to show every game, to not show every game live from the 12th of September? Why? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me, but it makes no sense to you. Does it even make sense to these people making the decision? Probably not. Think about it. When the restart happened last year, a lot of people were tuning into the most boring games that could have ever been played or shown. But we tuned in and we watched and we thought, oh, yeah, that was a good game. Oh, that player's actually really good. You start watching teams that you would never watch before. You start seeing players stand out that wouldn't really stand out before because they don't get the write-ups. They don't get, the glorified headlines. But we saw some really good players at other clubs that we wouldn't see before. We saw some good teams and to see their pattern of play because we get to watch them more and more and more. But we're not going to have that luxury this year. We're not going to have that luxury of watching all our teams play when a game is played because we can't get to the games anyway. So the broadcasters, the Premier League and the FA have taken that away from us the fans, the ones that actually keep football going. It's the supporters. It's not the billionaire owners. It's the supporters. Without a support, there is nothing. There's no business. So give the supporters back something. Give us this. Give us the games. Give us the live games up until the point of when fans are allowed back into the stadium. That's my thing. Show all the games live up until the point of full capacity is back in. And full confidence is back from the fans willing to go to these games, willing to spend their money in a club shop, willing to buy those crusty, damn, stupid, nasty burgers and hot dogs and overpriced drinks. Up until then, show every game live. That brings on to number 2. You can't go to the games because you're just not allowed to go. But you want to go. But now you're not going, you now have time. You also got surplus money, and I call this surplus money. Actually, it's not even surplus money. It was money that you would have put aside mentally every month to go and follow the team that you support. But now you don't have to do that, do you? No, of course you don't. But then you would have set that time aside to watch a game live, but you can't even do that now. So you're going to be out and about like we pretty much have been since lockdowns, eased. We now have a bit more money because we're not going out and buying the shirts, buying the crusty burgers and overpriced drinks, traveling, paying for parking, potentially hotels overnight because you don't want to do the travel. We don't do that. So what do? We spend more time at home. We spend more time with the family. We spend more time maybe visiting, if you're allowed to visit people, hosting barbecues, socially distant barbecues. We do all those things now. Plus, we also got money in our pocket. Money that goes back into the home now, or savings, or the car project, or the kitchen project, or the wedding project. Yeah, the wedding project, yeah. But yeah, but all these projects, they all add up, don't they? And they all need money to fund it. And now we're not going to give these monies to the clubs. Where does it go? It's going to go elsewhere. And the less and less time we get to see games, and the less and less time we're spent away from the game, when the game does resume, which it's going to resume, of course, this Saturday. But when I say resume, I mean resume for the fans to go back into the stadium. Are we going to go back in our droves? No, we're not. Because we've been forgotten about yet again. They didn't want to show the games, all the games live, yet again. But it's been proven that it can happen, but they just choose not to do it, which is stupidity. You take someone, a buying person, with money that could spend with you, and you now direct them elsewhere. You're not telling them to go elsewhere, but you are telling them to go elsewhere. In a sense of, we're not going to give you the product, but go elsewhere and spend your money. But then you're going to want them to come back once the stadium's open again, thinking they're all going to rush back. They're not going to rush back. We're not going to rush back. I'm telling you now, we're not going to rush back. Because we're going to look at it and say, well, do I want to spend as much money as I did before following the club now? Or I'm going to pick and choose my games. Should I get a ticket? If I don't get a ticket, big deal. No big deal. I watched the highlights on YouTube by Sky Sports. Yeah, that saved me 100 quid today. Thanks for that. I've seen the results, got it on my phone. So now I'll just choose to tune in to watch the highlights or not, win, lose or draw. Whereas beforehand, if we couldn't get a ticket, we couldn't wait to watch the highlights, win, lose or draw. But it's now, because the game is forgotten, it makes no difference if we watch it, win, lose or draw. So that's my point. What are you going to do with your time? And if you want to watch the game, are you going to bootleg it? Yeah, I said it. Are you going to bootleg the game? I'm not. I can't be bothered to do that. I've done that in my past. I can't be bothered to do that now. It's just too much effort. And I was not the stupid one who paid a lot of money last season, should I say. I had the Amazon Prime subscription, I had the BT Sports, and I had Sky Sports. So I had 3 subscriptions running, which would total about, I think, about 90 quid maybe a month. As much as that? Nah, it's a bit of an exaggeration. It's not 90 quid. It was about 70, about 60 to 70 quid it would have worked out to be per month in the end. But I was willing to pay it because I got to watch every game I wanted to watch. It made no difference to me. I was putting money into my hobby. I was putting money into one of my passions. So to me, it made no difference. But now, guess what? You decided not to do that. Was what you've done from the restart. So I put my money away and put my money into other things. Yeah, I bought a load of trains. I bought a load of other things. I bought clothes, like anything. Put money aside for the wedding project. But you see my point? We put our money elsewhere where we don't get what we want anymore. But anyway, rounding things off now. Who has the advantage? The home team or the away team? It's so quick, it's so easy. It's the away team. Why? Because there's no fans in the stadiums. There's no worries for teams turning up to bigger clubs thinking, oh my God, the stadium, the atmosphere. You know, you can feel the electricity from the fans. You know, the coach is driving up and the fans are there shouting, screaming. You don't have that. So the away teams can just rock up now, play their game and win quite comfortably, as we saw from the restart of last season. That's going to be the difference for this season. No crowds, no energy, no noise, the atmosphere, the build up, you wake up, you do all those things. You don't have to worry about it no more. The away team doesn't have to worry. The away team just turns up now. The away team just goes for it. The away team can be the home team at the end of all of this. The away team can be the home team and come away with a victory. It's the most deafening thing you can ever hear when we watched it live last season. The away team scoring, how loud it was, how infectious it was for that team, and then the home teams, their heads dropped. So yes, this season, until the fans are coming back in, the away teams, there can be some surprise results for the away team. The away team's just going to turn up and do things that hasn't been done before in the history of the Premier League. I think this Premier League is going to be the biggest, most impactful Premier League season other than last season. That's my views, that's my thoughts. But remember, tune in every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. Wednesday show, the transfer show, is going to be packed full. It's going to be packed full. You're going to have to tune in. You're going to have to tune in for Wednesday. I can't show you a clip from it. Why? Because it's not Wednesday. That's why. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for turning on that notification so you do not miss a show every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. And thank you for hitting that like button. We look forward to seeing you soon. See you Wednesday. Bye.